Hello friends, welcome to Innovation. I'm Shantanu and I bring to you a very important session on decision making of XAT. So friends, in XAT, decision making forms a unique section and around 21 questions are asked. So it forms a very important and major chunk of the question paper. So this will be the part 2 of the previous video which I have launched a few months back, and it has various important rules which we will apply today in the questions to find the correct answer and eliminate the wrong answers. So I request you to please go and watch the part 1 because it will help you better understand the solutions. So the link is in the description section and also on the top right corner of your screen. So let's start the session. So friends, what we will do is we'll first of all read the small passage and then we'll attempt the question and eliminate the options one by one. So if you want to read the passage with me, you can read it. Otherwise, you can pause the video and try the passage and answer the question on your own. So let's start it. An accounting software designing firm has found out that a financial software it has launched recently had a few bugs. So there is some problem in the financial software that they have developed. The product has already been bought by more than 1 million customers. Okay, the company realized that bugs could cost their customers significantly. So the bug is really fatal for the customers. However, if it informs the customer about the bug, it fears losing credibility. सो फ्रेंड्स, अगर वो लोगों को बताते हैं उस बग के बारे में तो ऑफकोर्स उनकी क्रेडिबिलिटी भी खराब होती है. ओके, सो लेट्स सी द व्हाट इज द क्वेश्चन. What would be the most ethical option for the company? So friends, most appropriate ethical action for the company should be what? So what we will do, we'll go to the options one by one and then analyze the options as per the rules that we have learned in the part 1 of this video. चलिए बढ़ते हैं. First is apologize and fix the bug for all the customer even if it has to incur losses. Okay, so this looks appropriate option to me. We will keep it aside for a moment and then come back to it again. Do not tell customers about the bugs. Okay, so friends, can you understand the problem here? Do not tell the customer. Is it ethical? No. You have seen that various automobile companies, if there is some problem in the vehicle, वो लोग खुद से आगे आके कार को वापस लेते हैं. बट यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है, दे द कंपनी शुड नॉट टेल द कस्टमर. दिस इज रॉन्ग, दिस इज अनएथिकल. About any bug and remove them only when customers face problem, even if it means losses for the customer. So an ethical company would not want the loss for the customer, or to only tell them solve the problem when they occur the problem. So this is a wrong option. Next is keep silent and do nothing. Friends, you might have remembered that rule, which is not to evade. Not to evade. So the company has found out a problem, but they are keeping silent and doing nothing. They are just trying to evade the problem. So this is not a correct option. Next, keep silent. Okay, but introduce an improved version that is bug free at the earliest. Friends, this is also unethical. They cannot keep silent because until and unless they are not fixing it, the customer is on the risky side that he can face losses in his finance or in his account. So keeping silent is not a good option. Okay, take the product off the market and apologize to the customers. Okay, so friends, what is the problem in this option? The problem is that we need to consider the win-win opportunity. Friends, here they are taking back the product from the market, so they are occurring a very big loss, so it is not good for them. And what they're doing is apologizing to the customers. So even though they are apologizing, the customers will not be loyal to them. Why? Because they will feel that why should we buy their products, because their products are not worthy, they are not even changing the bug. Okay, so that's how it will be a bad, it will paint a bad picture for the company. So the correct answer is 1, the company should apologize and fix the bug for all its customers even if it has to incur losses. This is the most ethical option. So that's how you have to follow the procedure and read all the options carefully, eliminate them one by one, then you come to the correct answer. Okay, so we have to eliminate, not select. Moving forward, next question. So before starting it, friends, if you want to read it on your own, you can pause the video and directly fast forward it to the answers, or if you want to read it with me, you can go ahead. The city of Indore has a population of 10 million, 2 million amongst whom were rich, 3 million poor, 5 million belonged to the middle class. Okay, so this is the distribution. Beauty cosmetics manufactures and sell beauty products to the rich class. So they are catering to the rich class at a very high premium price. Its products are very popular with the customers. Many people from the middle class and poor segment of the population aspire to buy these products but could not afford them because of high prices. So friends, though the company is catering to rich class, various people from middle and poor segment also want to buy them, but the products are very high priced. Of late, sales growth is stagnating in the rich segment. Okay, very important statement. The rich segment sales growth has not increased; it is stagnant. Okay, let's see the question. Which of the following is the best option for beauty cosmetics to maximize long-term profits? So friends, what is the correct action for beauty cosmetics so that their long-term profit can be increased? Let's see the option one by one and keep eliminating the wrong ones. Sell the same product at lower price to the middle and poor classes. Okay, so friends, what is wrong in this option is that if the company sells the same product of the same quality at lower price, first of all it will be bad for the company. They will incur huge losses. वैसे भी उनकी सेल्स बहुत कम हो चुकी है, so they will incur losses if they sell at lower price. Again, the rich segment will be badly affected. क्यों? अगर मान लीजिए ऑडी कार है, ऑडी कार अगर सबके पास होने लगेगी तो it will lose its worth. So if the same product will be with everyone, even poor people can buy it at the same quality, then it will enrage the rich people also. They might also lose the exclusivity and they will also leave the product. So this is not an appropriate option. Next, sell its product under different brand names to middle and poor classes. Friends, up till now this was good that they should use a different brand name. Okay, so this will create a differentiation between rich and the poor segment. But what it is not telling, the option is not telling us that they are not changing the quality. So the price might also be high for this brand name also. So even though they have changed the brand name, but there is nothing mentioning about the price of the product. So I don't think this will be a correct option, but we'll keep it aside. Next is sell similar products of different quality standards with different brand names to middle class and poor class. So friends, what we were missing in this option, we have found it in this option. So since it will be of different quality standard, it will of course might be lower price, that the question implies that उसकी price कम होगी of different quality standards and with a different brand name. तो दोनों चीज़ें जो हैं इसमें इंक्लूड की गई हैं. So this looks a good option to me over 2. Let's keep it aside. Next is continue to target rich and hope that today's middle class would be tomorrow's rich class. So very funny option. इसमें तो वो कुछ भी चेंज नहीं कर रहे हैं. So they are again evading the problem. They are not trying to solve it. They will just continue to sell to the rich class and think that कभी ना कभी तो middle class rich बन जाएगा. So this is a completely ridiculous option. Next is target middle class as it is the largest segment and forget about the rich. Friends, कंपनी ने ओरिजिन में ही रिच क्लास को ही टारगेट किया था. अभी भी कई कस्टमर्स ऐसे हैं जो रिच क्लास में से इस प्रोडक्ट को बाय करते हैं. सो दे कैन नॉट फॉरगेट अबाउट द रिच क्लास. दिस इज ऑल्सो नॉट अप्रोप्रिएट. द मोस्ट अप्रोप्रिएट एक्शन इज ऑप्शन 3. सो माई आंसर इज ऑप्शन 3. Moving to the next one. So friends, if you want to read the passage with me, you can go ahead or you can pause the video and read it on yourself and attempt the question. So Mobitech Private Limited is operating in 7 northeastern states of the country. The organization has a history of participative decision making, wherein people deliberately open about pros and cons of every important decisions and broad consensus is taken before taking the final decision. सो फ्रेंड्स तीन लाइन में क्या बोल रहा है कि मोबीटेक कंपनी में जो भी डिसीजन लिए जाते हैं सबकी सर्वसहमति से लिए जाते हैं. देयर आर डेलिब्रेशंस ऑन द डिसीजंस, दे टॉक अबाउट इट. Okay, in Mobitech, every employee gets a salary proportional to the sales achieved. Okay, so जितना आप सेल करेंगे उतना आपका सैलरी होगा. A new general manager joined during the beginning of the month and challenged the organization's sole focus on sales to determine the salaries. Now, the general manager has challenged that no, this practice should not be done, that only your sales will determine your salary. So देखते हैं वो क्या बोलता है. He urged the top management to include 2 more additional parameters in determining the salaries of the employees, that is collection of information about competitors and quality of relationship with the retailers. So these are the other 2 parameters which he wants to include while deciding the salaries. The top management of Mobitech refused to implement the proposal of new GM from the beginning of the next month. So जो management है उसने GM की बात को refuse किया कि वो अगले month से ही इस चीज़ को implement नहीं करेंगे. Okay, so they don't want to implement this new method from the coming month. So let's see the question. Which of the following could be the most justified reason for the management's refusal? So friends, the question asks that क्या reason हो सकता है management के refusal का? So let's see one by one and eliminate the wrong options. To ensure that no manager will get credit for the major changes soon after joining, friends, this is a very I would say wrong option. Why? Because the option indicates that the management thinks that the manager should not be credited for the changes that are happening. So they are not thinking about the company as such. वो company के भले के बारे में नहीं सोच रहे हैं. So it is kind of unethical. Actually, it is unethical. So this option can be rejected on the basis of unethical description. So I would not consider this option as my answer. To avoid attracting criticism for their failure to implement a similar scheme. So past में कोई ऐसी similar scheme आई होगी जो वो फेल हो गए होंगे उसको अप्लाई करने में. दैट्स वाई दे आर रिफ्यूजिंग टू दिस. सो फ्रेंड्स, अगेन हियर if the previous scheme has failed, there is no information that this scheme will also fail. हो सकता है ये scheme ज़्यादा अच्छी साबित हो. So this is not a proper reason to refuse the general manager's decision. So I would not consider this as my answer. His past experience is limited to 7 northeastern states only. Friends, in the passage there is no option given that uh, with his experience or his he has limited experience. So on the basis of his past experience we cannot say that only for few states it is their experience, so it will not be applicable here. Also, the company is also operating in only the 7 northeastern states, so we cannot say that his experience is the problem why management is refusing. So this is also not a correct option. Going ahead, the GM is new to the organization and he would require some time to implement the new plan. Friends, there is nothing consideration of the date of joining. उसने कब से join किया है, इस पे क्या depend करेगा change. कोई नया general manager आता है, he can take the decision. He has the capability to change the things. So this is also not a correct option. Let's move forward. The top management would need time to deliberate and get consensus. Friends, this could be a good answer. Why? Because the management is refusing to apply this change from the next month. उसका clear meaning यही है कि management needs some time to deliberate on the issue so that वो सबका consensus, सबके views ले पाए. क्योंकि हमने पढ़ा है passage में, the company is based on consultative decision making. सबसे consult करते हैं वो बातें. That's why E option is the best option. So E is the correct answer. Moving forward. So friends, we have another question for this from the same passage. So you can pause the video and try it on your own and then resume the video. So let's move forward. Alkesh, the highest earning employee for the last 6 years, vehemently opposes the GM's proposal. Friends, this is a very similar question जिससे आपको दोनों answers एकदम clear हो जाएंगे. So which of the following could be the most likely reason for him to oppose the proposal? Firstly, there was a group of people in the management that were opposing the decision. Now an individual is opposing who is the highest earning employee. So let's see which is the correct answer. First is, he considers the proposal as a serious threat to his favorable position in Mobitech. Friends, if this is the reason for him opposing the decision, then it is unethical. A person cannot just think about himself, he need to think about the good or the betterment of the company. So this should not be a correct answer. This is not ethical. Next, he is not interested in collecting the information regarding competitors. Friends, अगर competitors की information ली जाएगी तो उससे company के बारे में अच्छा होगा. competitors उनके बारे में हमको ज़्यादा पता चलेगा तो हम हमारी चीज़ें सुधार पाएंगे. So this is not a good reason for opposing. No clarity regarding the relative importance of the 3 parameters. So friends, this could be a option. Why? Because there might be a possibility that he was not properly conveyed why the 3 options are being considered. So this is a reason that he might have opposed GM's decision. Let's see the next. He is not interested in maintaining quality relationship with retailers. Friends, sales के business में आपको retailers से बहुत अच्छे relationships रखने होते हैं. So this is really illogical that a person would not want to have a good relationship with the retailers. That's why on this basis I'm going to eliminate this option. Next, he may need to work harder to earn the highest salary. Friends, why I'm rejecting this option is because a person should not be afraid of working hard. If a person is higher, is the best performing person, he was working harder. This is a clear implication. So he mean he, उसको ये लगना कि उसे ज़्यादा काम करना पड़ेगा, that's why he is opposing. This is a very wrong um, very wrong way of refusing. So I would consider this is a wrong option. So my correct answer is 3. Let's move forward. Now the next passage, friends, I would request you to please pause the video and read it, then attempt the questions by fast forwarding it. Otherwise you can read it with me also. So Vidyasagar Memorial Elocution Competition, this is a competition, VMEC, in TPS has a high history of 40 years. So this was being conducted since last 40 years. Apart from the Founders Day and Annual Day celebrations, it is the most important event of the school. In recent times, due to increased popularity of reality shows on television and for various other reasons, the elocution competition has lost its appeal. Interest of both students and parents have been eroding over a period of time. So friends, though this is a very old and important competition, due to rising reality shows and television internet, people are not giving that much interest in the competition and it is losing its appeal. Moving forward, to ensure sufficient audience, Mr. Shivan, head of English department, introduced choral recitation for junior section as a part of elocution competition. Okay, now he has introduced another choral recitation for junior segment of the students. 3 classes, each consisting of 40 students, gets shortlisted for the final performance of choral singing on the day of the competition. Most of the parents and family members of these students attend the function to encourage them. Now friends, कई सारे पेरेंट्स ने फंक्शन को अटेंड किया. अब फंक्शन अटेंड करेंगे तो क्या होगा? This initiative increased the number of people attending the elocution competition. So that's how more and more people attended the competition after Mr. Shivan introduced this concept. Next, some teachers are unhappy with the emphasis given on the elocution competition since they are expected to be present at the school on the day of the competition. Now very important part of the passage, friends. We are encountering the problem here. What is the problem? That teachers are unhappy because of this elocution competition because उनको छुट्टी के दिन भी because they have to come to the competition on the day of competition, which is normally happens on a weekend. So it is possible that on the weekend उनको वहाँ पे आना पड़ता है जिस कारण से वो unhappy हैं. Okay, so weekend to accommodate the working parents. The teachers were not granted leave on the day of the competition and they used to be unhappy regarding this aspect. Another very important problem, teachers were not granted any kind of leave on the day of competition and they are unhappy regarding this aspect. So these are the major problems. चलिए questions की तरफ चलते हैं. Mrs. Abraham, the principal of DPS, is aware that some of her teachers are unhappy. So the principal knows that there are teachers who are unhappy. She wants to be seen as fair and just. So she wants the teachers to see her as a neutral person. Which option is the best one that she should exercise? So क्या होगा बेस्ट एक्शन मिसेस अब्राहम के लिए, वो देखते हैं. ऑप्शंस एलिमिनेट करते हैं. इंट्रोड्यूस सेपरेट म्यूजिक एंड डांस कंपटीशन इन सेम फॉर्मेट ऑफ द इलोक्वेशन कंपटीशन. फ्रेंड्स, दिस ऑप्शन लुक्स गुड, बट क्या ये हमारी प्रॉब्लम को टैकल कर रहा है? प्रॉब्लम क्या है? टीचर्स को स्कूल नहीं आना चाहते हैं, वो अनहैप्पी हैं उस चीज़ से बिकॉज दे डोंट गेट लीव ऑन द डे ऑफ कॉम्पिटिशन. सो डज दिस एक्चुअली हेल्प इट? नो. एक और कॉम्पिटिशन रखने से टीचर्स की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं होगी. सो दिस इज़ नॉट माई करेक्ट आंसर. Next, appropriately compensate those teachers who volunteer to come for the extra day. This looks a very good option because it directly tackles the problem. So keep it aside for a moment. Appoint a committee of teachers, parents and management representatives to come up with a possible suggestion with a deadline. So friends, here what she is doing is she is just making a committee and she is leaving on them कि वो लोग कुछ ऑप्शन सजेस्ट करें. सो दिस इज़ अ ओके ऑप्शन, दिस लुक्स गुड, बट क्या ये डायरेक्टली प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करने के आगे बेहतर है? सो आई वुड से दैट 2 वुड बी प्रिफर्ड ओवर 3 अप टिल नाउ. सो आई वुड से आई विल कीप 2 एंड नॉट 3. लेट्स सी फोर्थ. Appoint a committee of teachers to come up with possible suggestions and ensure that the majority of committee members are staunch supporter of the current practices. Friends, first part looks okay, that they are forming a committee to give proper suggestions, but the second part says that she will keep the people in the committee who are staunch supporter of the current practices. So this is kind of a biased थिंग दैट विल डू कि वो उन्हीं लोगों को कमेटी में रखेगी जो उसका सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं कि कंपटीशन होना चाहिए. सो यहाँ पर बायसनेस आ रही है, और कभी बायस्ड ऑप्शन होता है तो हम बायस्ड ऑप्शन को सिलेक्ट नहीं करते हैं. दिस आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड इन द part 1 of the XAT decision making section. So I will not take this option over second option. Fifth is the exercise the authority of the principal because she wants to retain all traditions. Friends, this is again a wrong option. Why? Because she will just exercise the authority. She will not consider about the teacher's unhappiness. So she is not at all tackling the problem. She is just going ahead with the tradition. So she is again evading the problem and also not considering the stakeholders. Who are the other stakeholders here? The teachers. So my correct option is option number 2. Okay, let's move forward. So friends, this is the second question for the same passage. So please pause the video and try to answer it and then check the solution. A group of unhappy teachers have come up with a list of action plans for the consideration of their colleagues. So friends, they have formed a list of action plan that what should they do, and the action plans are listed below. So let's see what are the action plans one by one. Exposing Mr. Shivan's intention behind the inclusion of choral recitation. So friends, is this a correct action plan? Why it is not a correct action plan? Because if they will expose what is intention of Mr. Shivan, so it is not going to help them in any way. Mr. Shivan actually has done a good thing by increasing the number of people who are going to watch the competition. So even if they expose the intentions of Mr. Shivan, the intentions are correct. It will not help them get their demands accepted. So this is not a proper action plan. Next, conduct an open house discussion to gauge the unhappiness, and identify possible solution. Friends, this is a good option. It should be a discussion should be there to solve the problems. Always discussion should be done. What is the so meaning of gauge is to measure the unhappiness that is in the teachers. So this is a good option. Next is introduce music and dance competition in the format as elocution competition. Friends, will this solve this problem? No, we have already discussed it, that including more competition will not help them. They don't want to come, they won't leave on the day of competition. So increasing the competition is not a correct solution. So I will not suggest this plan of action. Next, demand compensation for their work on the day of the competition. So it's a correct plan of action. So let's see what is the question now. Mr. Navneet, one of the senior teachers and a well-wisher of DPS, is asked to go through the action plans and make recommendations that benefit DPS the most. He would recommend. Friends, why this line is included is asked to go through the action plan and make recommendation, and he's a well-wisher. Why is this included? Because the line is telling that Mr. Navneet is a well-wisher. That means he's a neutral person. He will take the right decision. That's why this line is included. So every subtle line is important, friends. So what he would recommend, which options? He would recommend option number 2 and option number 4. Which is the correct option? Option number 2, option number 4, that is option number 2. So my correct answer is 2. Moving forward. Now this is the next passage. I would request you to please pause the video, read it on your own, and then attempt the questions. So let's see. Professor Verman, the chairperson of Academic Committee AC, was trying to understand the implications of decisions taken by the Placement Committee of Students PC on placement issues. So friends, there has been some issue in the Placement Committee, and Professor Verman is the chairman of AC Admission Committee, who will look into the issues. So it was alleged that Chitranshu, a final year student, inflated his grades in biodata that was sent to the recruiters. The president of PC requested the AC to debar Chitranshu from the campus recruitment process. So Chitranshu was alleged that चित्रांशु पे ये इल्ज़ाम था कि चित्रांशु ने अपने बायोडाटा में अपने ग्रेड्स बढ़ाए और वो रिक्रूटर्स को फॉरवर्ड किया, एंड द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ प्लेसमेंट कमिटी वांट्स चित्रांशु टू बी डिबार्ड फ्रॉम द प्लेसमेंट प्रोसेस. So let's move forward. When the matter was brought up for discussion in the admission committee, one of the professors remarked that Chitranshu too should be allowed to defend himself. This is a very good thing, that the second person who was alleged to have done some inflation of the grades is also considering his views. So when Chitranshu arrived for the meeting, the situation became even more difficult. Why? Let's see how. So Chitranshu raised the issue that many other students who has misrepresented represented grades to get coveted jobs had gone scot free. So what Chitranshu says is, उसने नई चीज़ बताई, उसने बोला कि there are various students जिन्होंने अपने grades बढ़ा के बताए और अच्छे अच्छे jobs पा लिए, पर उनके खिलाफ कोई भी एक्शन नहीं लिया. स्कॉट फ्री का मीनिंग होता है they were not punished. He alleged that these students were close to the president of placement committee and therefore no action was taken against them. Very grave charge. उसने क्या इल्ज़ाम लगाया है, ये alleged that जो पर्सन ने ऐसा किया है पहले वो प्रेसिडेंट के बहुत खास थे. They were close to the president, that's why they were not punished. Next, he stated that somebody has deliberately manipulated his grades in the biodata. Again, he also made a grave allegation that someone else has made the changes in his biodata and given to the recruiters. He has not done this. Next, this allegation confused the members of admission committee, and it was decided to adjourn the meeting. Professor Verman was to decide on the next course of action. Now the meeting was adjourned and now Professor Verman has to take the decision what will happen. चलिए हम questions की ओर बढ़ते हैं. So the first question is, friends, you can pause the video and try it on your own. So let's see. If you were Professor Verman, what in your opinion would be the most appropriate action? So let's go to the option one by one and eliminate the wrong options. Debar Chitranshu and President of Placement Committee from the placement process as they have failed to uphold the rules of PC. Friends, will you directly go to extreme solution? This is a extreme solution and we avoid extreme solution right away. We don't take hasty conclusion. So this is an example of hasty conclusion. So I will not take it without further investigation. So this is not an appropriate answer. Suspend Chitranshu and President of PC. Again, this is an extreme solution and hasty conclusion. I will not go to this option without any further investigation. Next is constitute a committee to find facts and investigate the matter and ask them to submit a report to you within a week's time. This is a very good option friends. मैं कमेटी का गठन करूँगा और कमेटी मुझे रिपोर्ट देगी सारे फैक्ट्स के आधार पे. Then I'll take the decision. So this is a very good option. Let's see if we can find a better option. Apprise the corporate recruiters on the situation and assure them the corrective action will be taken. Very nice option friends. इसमें क्या हो रहा है, हम recruiters के बारे में भी सोच रहे हैं. Recruiters is also one of the major stakeholder. Okay, so this is also we have to consider this option also कि हम corporates को भी बताएं कि yes, the company which is coming to our campus, they should be informed that yes, this has happened and we are going to resolve it. So this is a very ethical option. So my correct answer will be option number 5, which takes up the option number 3 and option number 4 both has the answers. Okay, let's see the next question. So this is the question for the same passage. Please pause the video and try it on your own. Okay, now a new twist will come in the story. So Professor Verman found that there were many such cases of grade inflation. He was giving final touches to the report when his attention was diverted by a phone call on his personal cell phone. It was from an unlisted number. So किसी ने उनको कॉल किया, फिर देखते हैं कॉलर क्या बोलता है. The caller told him that it will be in his as well as in the interest of the college if the report is not presented to the director. So the person is kind of telling him not to present the report to the director of the college. The caller also told him that these findings will change nothing, only result in the bad publicity of the college. So this report will do a bad publicity of the college in front of the recruiters. And the caller identified himself as a well-wisher of the college before hanging up. Consider yourself in Professor Verman's shoes and choose an appropriate decision from the following choices. So friends, let's see the options one by one. Disregard the phone call and do not share its details with other. So friends, you cannot just disregard such a phone call and not share with others. Also, the option is wrong. Why? Because Professor Verman, the option does not say what Professor Verman will do in such a case. Will he give the report to the director or not? So it is an incomplete solution. So that's why by the rule of incomplete solution, we are going to disregard this option. Next, understand the implications of the phone call and go for a leave. Okay, so it is again the case of evasion. You cannot evade from your duty. You cannot go for a leave, of course. So this is not a correct option. Call up the director Tell him about the phone call and excuse yourself from the responsibility. Friend, again a case of evasion clear. I will not take this. Talk the director and seek his opinion. Friends, again this is an incomplete option. Why? Because you're just talking to the director and just seeking his opinion. And what is the action plan? What are you going to do about the report? That it is not clear in this option. So I will just keep this option aside and check if the further option is a good one. Constitute a different committee to investigate the phone call. Okay, carry on with the normal activities. So friends, this looks a good option, a better option than 4. Why? Because Professor Verman will look after who has called it, so he will investigate if a student is doing it or not, maybe. So this is a good action plan. Further, he will carry on with the normal activities. So what he was going to do, he was going to present the report to the director. So यहाँ पर report के बारे में भी एक statement है कि he will carry on with his normal duties. So that's why I will say that fifth option is a better option than 4. That's why my answer is fifth one. Moving forward. So friends, this is the next passage. You can pause the video and read it, or you can read it with me. Okay, so let's start. The public relation department of an organization has spent only 4 crores of its allocated 16 crore on publicity. So friends, one department has allocated budget of 16 crores for publicity, but they have used only 4 crore. There are 2 months left in the financial year. Due to shortage of officers, the assistant director operations has been given an additional charge of duty. So friends, जो operation department के director हैं, उन्हीं को publicity department में भी post दी हुई है. Because of his other commitment, he is unable to find time to undertake tasks such as baseline study, ascertaining communication needs, testing proposed images and media channels, deciding optimum periodicity. So these are all the things which he is unable to do, and these are very important things related to publicity. Okay. He also argues spending the rest of the budget is unnecessary because the regular programs are already widely known. So assistant directors को क्या लगता है? He thinks that there is no need for publicity because जो नई schemes जो उनकी है schemes, they are already well known in the public, so there is no need for publicity. But जो उनके boss हैं, the director, feels that only by utilizing the entire budget can a similar amount be demanded next year. So he fears that if the whole budget is not spent, वो आगे वाले साल में इतना budget नहीं मांग पाएंगे. Okay. Also, he also thinks that there is nothing like enough publicity. So in his opinion, the publicity is still not done in a good manner. More can be done. Let's see the questions. So friends, please pause the video and try it on your own and then see the answer. So which of these is the best course of action for the department? Department को क्या करना चाहिए? चलिए एक एक option देखते हैं. Surrender the budget right away so that it can be utilized by other departments. Friends, there is a problem in this solution. Though it looks like you are doing a moral job, but the problem is that if you surrender it right away, then there are 2 months which are remaining, and in 2 months there may be a chance that you require the fund for publicity. Also, this will disregard the view of the director. आप director की बात मान ही नहीं रहे हो. So this is not a correct action. Let's see if we can find a better action. Hire a specialized external agency which will study the gaps and needs within a fortnight and follows its recommendations. Friends, this looks a good option to me. Why? Because first of all, this will tackle the problem that the assistant director is not able to find the time. So external agency will actually work on it. Do they actually need publicity or not? So it will solve a biggest problem. So we will keep this aside. Let's see if we can find a better option. Request higher authorities to reallocate the remaining amount to other departments of the organization. Friends, again the same problem. There are 2 months, and also you will not consider the demand of the director. So what will you do in these 2 months? So you cannot just request the authorities to reallocate. I think 2 will be a better option than 3. So I'll reject option 3. Repeat the advertising done so far 3 times over and thus exhaust the entire amount. फ्रेंड्स, ये एक अनएथिकल ऑप्शन है. आप बिना किसी रिसर्च के डायरेक्टली कोई बिना काम किए आप पूरा का पूरा पैसा पब्लिसिटी पे खर्च नहीं कर सकते. सो दिस इज नॉट एन एथिकल ऑप्शन. नेक्स्ट, rely on the operational expertise of the director and the assistant director and start spending the optimal right amount right away. Friends, again you are not researching if there is a need for spending, क्या spend करने की ज़रूरत भी है या नहीं. So this cannot be a right option. My correct option is 2. 2 is better than 3 and also better than 5. So my correct answer is option number 2. Moving forward, friends, you can pause the video and then see the answers. Which of these new developments, if true, would most justify a larger utilization of advertising budget? So अगर कोई एडवर्टाइजमेंट बजट को ये लोग यूज़ करते हैं तो कौन सा ऐसा ऑप्शन होगा जो जस्टिफाई करेगा उस एडवर्टाइजिंग बजट के यूज़ करने को? ये है क्वेश्चन का मीनिंग. चलिए अपन ऑप्शंस एलिमिनेट करते हैं. First, advertising agencies has announced a 25% reduction in rates. So, अगर एडवर्टाइजिंग एजेंसीज अपने रेट्स कम कर लेगी तो क्या मैं एडवर्टाइजिंग बजट खर्च करूँगा? ज़रूरी नहीं है दोस्तों. अगर ज़रूरत होगी मैं तभी एडवर्टाइज करूँगा. इवन इफ द रेट्स ऑफ एडवर्टाइजिंग इज़ लो, इट डज नॉट इंश्योर दैट आई डू रिक्वायर सम काइंड ऑफ पब्लिसिटी. सो दिस इज़ नॉट अ करेक्ट रीज़न. Next, an internal committee of the organization has made strong recommendation to improve service delivery. फ्रेंड्स, सर्विस डिलीवरी इज़ नॉट रिलेटेड टू पब्लिसिटी. अगर आप पब्लिसिटी करना चाहते हो यानी कि आप अपनी स्कीम्स लोगों को बताना चाहते हो, बट सर्विस डिलीवरी का मीनिंग होता है कि यू आर एक्चुअली सर्विंग द कस्टमर. सो दिस इज़ प्रिटी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम पब्लिसिटी. Okay, so this don't look good to me, but I'll keep it aside. The finding of a baseline study on assessing communications are now available. So friends, finding उन्होंने baseline study कर ली है, but क्या फाइंडिंग हमको ये बता रही है कि हमें पब्लिसिटी की ज़रूरत है या नहीं? नो, दिस ऑप्शन इज़ एम्बिगुअस. ये हमें नहीं बता रहा है कि हमें करना चाहिए खर्च या नहीं करना चाहिए. हो सकता है स्टडी से ये पता चला हो कि खर्च करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. सो दिस इज़ नॉट टेलिंग मी डू आई नीड टू spend the advertising budget or not. So I will not consider this option. Next, the organization has approved a new major scheme for immediate implementation. Friends, this is a very very good option. Directly I am getting a reason for expanding the budget. Why? Because मैंने एक नई स्कीम लॉन्च करी है. अब फ्रेंड्स, अगर कोई नई स्कीम लॉन्च करते हैं तो उसको लोगों तक पहुंचाना पड़ता है, उनको बताना पड़ता है कि येस आई एम डूइंग समथिंग न्यू. सो उनको एडवर्टाइज पब्लिसाइज करना पड़ेगा. सो this is a immediate implementation and this looks very good to me, and better than the 4 option is better than second option. Next, a new assistant director has been posted to exclusively look after publicity. फ्रेंड्स, इससे भी हमको कुछ डायरेक्ट कंक्लूजन नहीं ड्रॉ कर पा रहे हैं. असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर ने पब्लिसिटी का चार्ज संभाला है, बट क्या हमको पब्लिसिटी करने की ज़रूरत है? कुछ रीज़न मिला हमें? नहीं, रीज़न तो हमें सिर्फ ऑप्शन 4 में मिला है. सो माई करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन नंबर 4. Okay, so friends, thanks a lot for watching. I hope the session was helpful and please मुझे आप लोग का important feedback बताइए, आपको कैसा लगा सेशन. If you have liked it, I will try to make a new session जिसमें हम और questions practice करें decision making से related. So if you have liked the video, please tell me in the comment section so that if you want, I can make a new session. So thanks a lot for watching again and please like, share and subscribe to Novation. All the very best. Bye bye.